Hello. In this topic, we are going to learn about milestones and recurring tasks. Now, what is a milestone? Milestone basically is generally used in a project to show a completion of a phase or a completion of a deliverable or achievement of certain events, completion of certain events. So, milestones are generally used by the project manager to properly monitor, track, because it's impossible to track and monitor all the activities in a project, because activities might go to thousands. So it's impossible to actually track each and every activity. So project managers generally create milestones in his project at the appropriate places and track those milestones. Now milestones are also used for management reporting. As a management, my leadership won't be interested on when I'm collecting the requirements, when I'm defining the scope. He would be mainly interested when the scope is finalized, when the design is finalized, when the development will be done. So he might be interested in 2 to 3 events in my project. So again, I can use milestones for that purpose. So that is a milestone. Secondly, as a project manager, there might be many recurring tasks which are there in the project. Now, what are recurring tasks? Recurring tasks are like some activities which might happen frequently in your project, like meetings, review meetings, which might happen weekly, or you might be sending invoices to your customers monthly. So those are some recurring activities which you would like to create in your project. So let us first understand how do you create a milestone. Now to create a milestone, there are multiple ways of doing it. So let's say I want to create a milestone here, just below detailed design, wherein I would like to denote that when design will be complete. So I can insert a blank row here, right click, insert task. So task gets inserted here. Then I would write it here as design complete. Now how do I make it a milestone? If you just type here as 0 days as the duration, it will automatically be denoted as a milestone. If you can see, the icon of that also is a diamond shaped icon, which is the icon of a milestone. So now what I would like to do is that I like to assign this milestone. I'll have a predecessor to this milestone, so that when both the designs are complete, then the design is complete. So I'll just go to the predecessor section and then type 6,7 as the predecessors of design complete. Now if I just go to that milestone section, you can see that it is denoted by a specific shape, diamond shape icon, which is showing that yes, 17 October is the date in which I'm going to achieve this milestone. So this is one way of entering a milestone, wherein I create a task and in duration I enter 0 days. I can also create a milestone from the ribbon bar. So if I go to task tab, so let's say I will insert a milestone here also when scope will be complete, scope baseline will be approved. So I'll just go ahead and insert a milestone here. So I'll just go to the ribbon bar and then go to the insert option, and then there is an option called insert milestone. So if I just click on this, an activity will be created with 0 days, and your name of the milestone has to be given, and you have to decide who will be the predecessor of this milestone. So just give it as scope baseline set. So here I'll just go ahead and decide the predecessors, which is, let's say once all these 3 activities are complete, then only the milestone will be achieved. So I'll just type it as 2, 3, 4. So this is how you denote the milestone. If I want to see the graphical representation of the same, so I'll just select the task, go to task tab and click on scroll to task, which will take the graph to that portion where this milestone is being denoted. So I'll just click on scroll to task. So this is where this milestone is being shown. So this is how you enter a milestone, how you create a milestone. Now for management reporting, this is very essential. So like if I want to show this to the management, that which are my key milestones, and they might be interested when your design and scope will be complete. So I can use filter options. One of the way of representing is that I go to view tab, and then under filter I'll just click on milestones. So these 2 milestones are being denoted along with the summary tasks, if you see. So as a management, this is more precise information that I would need if I am in the leadership team, very concise, specific, precise, that your scope will be completed, scope will be agreed and signed on this date, and design will be completed on this date. So this is a effective tool of reporting. So I'll just remove it, the filter. So this is how you enter milestones. Now secondly, what I would like to do is that I would like to create a recurring task. A task, let's say every Friday there has to be a review meeting with the team. So this is a project which is spanning across 3.5 months, 3 months. So September, October, November, December. So 3 months. It's a project spanning across. I would like that every Friday there would be a meeting which would happen in my project with my team. So rather than creating 3 months, means there would be around 12 weeks. Instead of creating 12 tasks, I can create one recurring task and set it as recur every week. So how do I do it? So again, recommended recurring tasks, since it will start from the beginning of the project itself. So I would create at the top rather than creating somewhere in between. Aesthetics is the concern here. That is why I'm creating at the top. So I'll select the row below, so that in the above row the recurring task gets created. So I'll go to task tab, and then again under insert option I'll just expand the task drop down, and there is an option called recurring task. I'll click on this, then the task name appears. So I'll just status review meeting. So I'll, instead of 1 day, I'll have the duration is 1 hour. Recur weekly. Yes, I want recur weekly. I want to recur it every Friday. Recur every Friday. Then start. It will start obviously from the beginning of the project and end after how many occurrences, or if you have it end by the date, finish date of the project, which is by default is taking the end date of the project. So I can keep it as the end date of the project. Calendar, I would not assign any calendar, because if as soon as I assign a calendar, this will be allocated in the working hours of the resources, and it might show as an over allocation there. So I'll not apply any recurring calendar here. So I'll just click OK to save it. Now this pop-up comes that some of the will occur on non-working times. Do you want to schedule it to the next working day? Like I might have a holiday wherein this meeting is getting scheduled, so yes, I would like to have it in the next working days. I'll click on yes. So you see these many meetings got created, and if I want to see the graphical representation of the same, so if you see the small bars across, so I'll just minimize it so that it spans across from the beginning to the end of the project. And this is the icon which shows that yes, there is a recurring task happening 14 times in the project. So this is how you set recurring tasks in your project. And earlier we talked about how to set milestones. So these are two things which you might again be working on in your project. Do enter effective milestones, like if you are working in a software development project, then the milestones that you might be tracking is requirements gathering complete, scope baseline, then development complete, testing complete, UAT user acceptance testing complete, and final handover. So 7 milestones you might be tracking. If you are working in a construction project, then the milestones you might be tracking could be like feasibility analysis report complete, land acquired, fund received, construction started, then construction complete, landscaping complete. So these are some of the milestones. Apart from this, there are many more. So these are some of the important events which you might be willing to track in your project, and it will also help you to report on your project effectively to your leadership team. So do create milestones, do create effective recurring tasks in your project, so that you have a control of all these type of activities as well in your project. So that's it for this topic. Make sure you continue reading the other topics, viewing the videos of the other topics also, so that you understand how to use Microsoft Project in your day-to-day project work. So thanks for now. See you in the future topics again.